What's up, you little midget spinners? That's what the kids are playing with nowadays, right? Midget spinners? I could have got that wrong. I don't know. Midget spinners, yeah. Today we're gonna do a video on how to rune the Fairy Kings. I have two of these guys. I don't really use Daphnis too. Why does he awaken? Not you. Don't try to steal the spotlight. Why does he awaken into accuracy? Really? Why does he not accuracy? Okay. Excellent. That's what I wanted him to awaken into. Anyway, so I've got him and I've got Ganymede. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at their skills. Let's take a look at how we can rune them. What can we use them for? First up, Daphnis. First skill, Serenity. I mean, look at the base stats. Okay. Base speed is a little bit low on these guys. I know Ganymede's got great base speed, right? But the rest of them, not really anything too exciting. Serenity attacks the enemy 2 times, removes a beneficial effect, 30% chance for each strike, goes up 10% twice. We've got Overwhelm, attacks all enemies, increase their cooldowns by 1 turn, 70% chance. Let's see what this goes up to. Just 10%, okay. And then we've got this one, it's 3 turn cooldown. This one's got 3 turn cooldown. Not Ganymede. What's his name? Daphnis, no skill ups, oh my goodness, I wonder why. Second skill, okay, AoE, not a bad first skill, not a bad second skill. All of them have the same first skill. I think this is one of the better first skills, honestly. Compared to Dragon Knights with 1 continuous damage effect, I don't really get too excited about this. This removal beneficial effect, I like this more. This AoE increases their cooldowns by 1 turn each. Doesn't set, I mean, it doesn't set them back down to max like Zyros does, but it's good. It's still increasing. Sometimes sometimes 1 turn is all you need. Sometimes all you need is 1 turn. If you set the cooldown back 1 turn for Psamathe or for Perna, you can kill them and they don't revive. So sometimes 1 turn is all you need. Psamathe's got this as well though. Then we have Hellfire, decreases the HP of yourself and the enemy target by 30% each. Decreases the HP of yourself and the enemy target. Decreases the by 15% if it's a boss. Inflicts great damage to the target and creates a shield that's 30% of the inflicted damage for 3 turns. Now, I find myself, like, I know everyone is questioning, like, excuse me, why there's a single target. Like, if it was AoE, that would be kind of strong. That'd be kind of strong if it was an AoE. Plus double AoEs. But he nukes, he kills himself. He partially kills himself. And then he's got, because, the Trinity, actually, not you, what are we, I clicked too fast. Trinity has a similar one. Both allies and enemies lose 15% of the HP and enemies receive massive additional damage. So, he's just like, if you compare, I know, Dark Monsters, Dark Nat 5s should be stronger, right? But he's already got the leader skill. Trinity's already got the leader skill, which makes him really strong already, right? I mean, sorry. Triggered, her, Jube, oh, sexist, oh, strong monster, gotta be a male monster. Okay, female, Trinity, okay. So this is similar to that, but single target. So, I feel like he's underpowered just for that. I mean, it would be very, very strong if it was an AoE, right? It would be a very strong skill. But I feel like just, because it does a ton of damage, right? But I feel like just being a single target, it's like, where do you use him? Like, maybe in Guild Wars sometimes. Dragons B10, yes, he can be useful in Dragons B10. We've got this leader skill for Arena, but you don't use him for Arena defense, right? He's a squishy monster. He's got low base speed, he's got low HP. He's really not the greatest Arena defense monster at all. And then he's got, like, you don't use him for Arena offense. You can early game, you can, like, early to somewhat mid game, but still there's so much better stuff there. He's got the, like, for the leader skill. So what do you even, I see the 2 most useful places for him being TOA 100, and because he's got this, it'll decrease the boss's HP by 15% each. And he's got this, you can put him on Despair. You could even make him a tanky monster, even though it's hard to make him tanky, like, make him speedy and tanky, but he doesn't want to be a speedy, tanky monster. He's an attack monster, so attack or damage attack is what everyone runes him for. But, I mean, this does really good damage, but it's only a single target, right? And people get kind of bummed out when their Nat 5s have single target third skills. They're like, Zyros got an AoE, right? Alicia got an AoE. Everyone's got AoEs, and then I get a Daphnis, which is a single target third skill. I think people get bummed out about that. So I mean, he's good for Dragons B10, and he's good for TOA 100. I would either go attack crit damage attack with speed subs, or speed crit damage attack with attack crit damage, crit rate, and speed subs overall. I see. But if I was gonna do TOA with him, I would do him like more of a tanky build with Despair, and then have him just worry about his 15% HP decrease, not try to worry about doing damage with, because it's a two-part skill, right? It sucks some of the HP away, and then it does nuke damage. So if you're gonna use him, you can use him like maybe in Guild Wars for Guild War offense. Then I would do like speed crit damage attack. And then you could do him for even probably Guild War defense too, like a speedy monster, and then like a speed leader and a Ryan, and then Daphnis with a third skill hopefully come in and nuke something down. You could hope for that for Guild War. I mean, I could see him Guild War defense. Maybe. You're not gonna, I don't think you're really gonna win much, but you will possibly take one of the enemy units, one of the attackers' units away, probably nuke them. So that's, I mean, that would be the strategy there, but I don't know if you win a lot necessarily. But I mean, I'm trying to make use of him. He's really the most underpowered of these Fairy Kings. But speed crit damage attack or attack crit damage attack, I think I would personally go speed crit damage attack, either Fatal Blade, Rage Blade, Violent Blade, something like that. He's got the accuracy though, like accuracy. He awakens into accuracy, which is amazing. Like, I don't know, but he can't wait. Like if he awakens into crit rate, like Psamathe. Psamathe is just too OP compared to this guy. Honestly, Psamathe awakens into crit rate, which is just, in addition to the coming back from the dead and nuking and whatever, and his speed leader skill. Like Psamathe is just, it's such a tremendous power difference. I'm just trying to make this guy work. Honestly, he's good early game, but late game, he's really going to fall off for you. But he can be usable early game. He can be nice. You can find uses for him. We've got Psamathe. Psamathe, I mean, it's the one everyone wants, right? For Arena, he's like top tier. He's like triple S tier Arena monster. He's one of the best normal element Nat 5s in the game for Arena, for PvP. Even for RTA, I see some people using him. Even for, I even see people using him in Guild War, but really he's for Arena. He's got this amazing leader skill in Arena. He comes back from the dead and he nukes everyone. It's ridiculous. So he's got double AoEs, and then he's got the same first and second skills. So how to rune Psamathe? Psamathe is normally runed. I see some people using him like Rage Blade, speed crit damage attack, or attack crit damage attack with high speed. I usually see him with Despair Nemesis, speed crit damage attack, or attack crit damage attack with a minimum of usually a minimum of plus 80 speed. If he's on Despair Nemesis, seems to be the key, but the faster the better. I see some people go and like try to get as fast as possible, like 100 and plus 140 plus 130 speed on Despair Nemesis for Psamathe. So I'm wondering if they use him, like if that's also there for RTA, but that's, and they're really high level players. But even in Guardian level, like plus 80 seems to be, Despair Nemesis seems to be the way to go for Psamathe. And if you can do, like some people do, speed crit damage attack, and then don't worry as much about speed on subs and just try to get a lot of attack crit damage crit rate. Or they do attack crit damage attack and try to get like plus 20 speed on subs, right? For all the slots. I mean, plus 20 speed, plus 15 speed, whatever. You still want the attack crit damage crit rate as well. For that, but he awakens into crit rate. I mean, he's amazing. Where do you use it? You can even use it for. He's really not for T. I mean, like you can double it. He doesn't have double AoEs really. He like for TOA, you want your monsters to not get attacked, right? And his passive activates when he dies. So really, you don't really use him for TOA. You can you can use him for, you can be technical and you can use him. He's not the best TOA monster. He's there for arena offense, for arena defense. You can use him for arena defense with almost anything, right? Almost anything. Psamathe, Orion, something like Juno, Praha, Triton, something like that. And then an X being like another damage dealing monster. Like I see some people like to do Perna, some people like to do Ritesh, things like that for arena defense. For arena offense, Psamathe. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. Psamathe, Tiana, Galleon, and another big damage dealing monster, having Psamathe move first before the other damage dealing monster, right? So you have Tiana go first, Galleon defense break, attack buff, and then Psamathe increases the cooldowns for your opponent by 1 turn, and then the other monster goes in and nukes, just in case the enemy has something like another Psamathe or Reviver or Nemesis Healer or something like that, or Perna that's gonna revive, etc., etc. And then, you know, this way your other nuker can just nuke without having to worry too much about it. I also see Psamathe, Bernard, Megan, Lucian, Psamathe, Bernard, Bastet, Lucian, Bastet, however you want to say it. I don't even know. Those being the more common Psamathe teams. You can use him in the Fire Rift Beast. You can use him in... I don't really see too many people using him in Dragons V10. Honestly, I think that's one of the places Daphnis is better than Psamathe than Dragons V10 because of his big single target damage. So... Where else? Really not really too much. Not in Rifts. He's got no debuffs or anything. He's got no defense break. He's got no... The only thing is the Fire Rift Beast. The Fire Rift Beast he's good for. But the other ones I really wouldn't use him. Because he dies, he comes back, he nukes everyone, right? He's got element advantage too. What else? I mean, you could use him in Giants, you could use him in Dragons. You could use him there, but... Really, that's not your... He's PvP. He's for art. He's for amazing top tier for arena. He's also good for RTA. So that's the runes that I see people using on him. He's just way too ridiculous. All right, then Ganymede. Ganymeade's so nice. Oh, Ganymede's so nice. First skill, Serenity, same as the other ones. Ventilate instantly readies all skills of an ally. Ventilate will not be affected by other cooldown reduction or increasing skills. Cool thing about this, will not be affected by. So Psamathe or Daphnis' second skill cannot increase Ventilate. Cannot increase the cooldown on Ventilate. Okeanos' second skill will not work on Ventilate, right? Cannot increase the cooldowns on Ventilate. Same thing with Fire Desert Queen. Will not increase the cooldown on Ventilate. Same thing with Zyros. Can't be Ventilator, right? So you can use this as a counter to those monsters. They try to ventilate. This one will be reset still. This one will be reset, but Ventilate won't. So if he gets reset, he can use Ventilate on himself and then Violent proc potentially and use Seal Magic again. So really cool to do that. We've got the Seal, but this is amazing. This doesn't do anything to monsters with passives. Who cares? Bad combination with monsters with passives. Great combo, aside from like Theomars, right? Aside from Theomars, Perna, okay, those passives, because they have cooldowns, right? Those passives works great with. But not like the Fire Monkey King, right? You're not gonna, or Chow. Okay. Not a great combo with those. But a good combo, especially for something like if you're, I mean, he's a great TOA monster, right? So if you're gonna put him with things like Beretta, things like himself, things like Varad, Malaka, like a bomber if you're gonna bomb TOA. I actually used him with Malaka. I was messing around. I used him with Malaka today, and I just kept bombs, every turn bombs, which was great. So that is potentially super awesome with anything that's got a long cooldown on their third skill, right? Or their skills in general. Then we have Seal Magic. Attacks the enemy with an irresistible attack to put the target skills on max cooldown. Irresistible, cannot be resisted. Doesn't matter, as long as they don't, if they have will runes or immunity, well, you're not going to be able to do anything. But as long as they don't have will runes or immunity, cannot be resisted. Doesn't matter what element they are, cannot be resisted. And then sets the attack bar of all enemies to 0, which is super OP as well. Again, of course, if they have immunity, whatever. The second part can be resisted, right? The first part, skills on max cooldown, can't be resisted. Even with 100% resistance, cannot be resisted. But the second part can be resisted. The attack bar decreased to 0. But it's so stupidly OP. And then increase the accuracy of ally monsters in the arena by 55%. This guy is great for World Arena. Absolutely triple S for World Arena. Some people might argue, oh, double S. I think most people would say triple S. Ganymede. That's why I like to call him Ganymede, right? Anyway, back on topic. Speed, defense, HP, speed, HP, speed, HP, accuracy. You want the stats you want on Ganymede are speed, accuracy, defense, and HP. Usually, I have seen people run speed, crit damage, HP or speed, crit damage, defense on Ganymede because he does. Think about it this way: he's got his first skill does damage, right? Does damage, a little bit of damage. His second skill doesn't do damage. It's useless having damage runes for his second skill because it doesn't do any damage. His third skill only does damage to one target. It's an AoE, it does AoE, but it only actually does damage to one monster, right? So also it's nice to use him against things like if you want other monsters to get a turn but you don't want to actually hit them, right? If you want to decrease their attack gauge. I like to use Ganymede against things like Wind Panda because when you attack the Wind Panda, he increases his attack gauge. But if you attack a different target with Ganymede, Wind Panda's attack gauge will be reduced anyway, right? And his passive will not activate because he's not the one that actually took any damage. He didn't get hit, he didn't take any damage. So we got a single target, and we got a single target as far as damage is concerned. So I really don't think that it's the best stat usage to put him on a damage dealing build. That's also why most people don't do it. For RTA, usually he's done speed, defense, HP, speed, HP, defense, speed, HP, accuracy with defense and HP subs. Whatever you have the best value runes on, because you still do want accuracy for the attack gauge reset. You still want accuracy for that. Even though you don't need too much because he's got this leader skill, which is why you don't see accuracy too much on 6. But if you don't plan on using his leader skill, then I guess that would be good. He needs accuracy for this as well. So he needs accuracy for 2 of his skills, even though the first part of this does not need accuracy. He's got great base speed. And this, the first part of this, the part that actually does damage, does do pretty decent damage, right? So eventually you might be able to just kill someone with the seal magic. If they got a defense break, it could do some pretty significant damage after you take a few turns in RTA. And I keep mentioning RTA because that's really where he's mostly used right now. I see him used in like kind of a weird nemesis way in arena defense sometimes. Sometimes it works, a lot of times it doesn't, but sometimes it does work. The same way, it's kind of like a trap defense, the same way Jameer works. I think it could work decently in mid-game, but not really too much for endgame, right? But it's kind of like the baiting out, you want to bait out the Zyros users, right? So we've got that. For TOA, same thing. You do need more accuracy in TOA with this, right? Because you want their attack gauge to be decreased. But it's gonna, you don't need that much accuracy, I don't feel. I don't have a lot of accuracy on mine. Mine's on Violent. Some people do Swift, but mine is on Violent Will. But you want him super fast, you want to take advantage of that great base speed. But I've seen some people do Swift form as well. I think Violence is just the best usage overall. Violent Will for PvP and Violent Focus for PvE. I don't really see him being used to. I see him in TOA definitely, but I don't really see him too much in the other things. Maybe you could use him for Giants B10, but I don't really see him for anything else aside from TOA and RTA. And sometimes maybe Arena. Sometimes maybe Guild War offense, maybe like mid-game Guild War offense, or maybe Guild War. Does he even work in Guild War defense in mid-game? I see some people do it. They have like semi-decent success. So I think maybe for mid-game Guild War defense wouldn't be that bad either. But it depends on, he's a combo monster. It depends on what you combo him with, right? But mostly for RTA and TOA. is where he shines. Then we have Oberon. All right, so we've got the leader skill. I gotta mention this crazy leader skill. They all have good for what he does for the monster that he is and what teams he goes with. This is a good leader skill, and then good leader skill, right? I mean, and phenomenal leader skill. Meh, meh. Attack power 44%, huge. We've got the Serenity, same. We've got the Ventilate here, which is nice. He could ventilate himself and just keep ignoring defense, right? So it's nice he ignores defense. I think between the fact that he's a light monster, because we know that the high elementals, right, they ignore defense too. So why is Oberon stronger than the high elementals that do basically the same thing? Two reasons. One, base stats. When you look at, he's got what is the base stats on some of these? Do I even have her out? So she's got 6255 for base HP. Actually, she's got. Oh, I switched the runes. I was like, what? She's not that. She's got the. She's fast. She's got plus 100 speed. But that's why 6255. So he has 4,000 HP more than the high elemental, let's say, and that's how it's balanced, right? He's got that. Plus, he's got these crazy leader skill of 44% attack power. So you can single Lucian and you can use. Oh man, like. Well, there's. I think you can single Lucian and him against the Nemesis healers and just have him nuke the Nemesis healers, and Lucian just go crazy with everything else. For arena offense. Now I'm thinking about it, I want one. But he's got much better base HP. Also has element neutral. Even though the high elemental, the light high elemental is actually pretty good too, because her base HP isn't bad either. And she has element neutral to everything. So she's not that bad. Plus she's got a cleanse and a heal. So she's not even that bad. But he still has a better leader skill than her, and he still has better defense than her, because her defense is kind of low for that light high elemental. But she's not a bad monster either. She's one of the better Nat 3 light dark monsters anyway. So where can we, I mean, we use him in Arena, we could use him in Guild Wars, we could use him in RTA. He gains a lot. I mean, these are supposed to be arena monsters. That's the whole point behind them. I really haven't checked their... I really haven't tried to use him. I don't have him, right? So I'm trying to think about him in Rift Beast. He really doesn't have... He does ignore defense damage, but this skill doesn't do any damage. So I think there's still better monsters to use in Rift Beasts, but he's a PvP monster. He's for Guild Wars, he's for Arena, for offense. I think he's a great monster for both of those. Attack or damage attack, or speed or damage attack. The cool thing you can do, you can use him in a combo with Ganymeade, right? You can use him in a combo with Ganymeade. You can have him like just super nuke, like no speed at all. Have Ganymeade's second skill resurge. I'll show you Ganymeade's second skill. Hold on, I'll show you that. Kind of like the big damage dealer Lucian concept. Where's Ganymeade? Second skill resurge fills up the attack bar and strengthens attack power for 1 turn. Same thing, you use him kind of like how Lucian is, but the added benefit of the 44% leader skill for damage, right? So you fill up the Oberon's attack gauge and you one-shot whatever the big threat is and just do crazy amounts of damage to him. Beautiful. Where is he? Where is he? So that's what I see him being used for. One of those ways. But I think he'd be a great combo monster with Lucian as well. Like himself, his leader skill, Bernard, Megan, and a Lucian would be nice. And then we have what else for the? But that's where I see him used. Nyx. Nyx just got a buff / change. He used to be different. He's got the same as Daphnis and Psamathe for the first 2 skills. Excuse me. He's got low base attack, but he's a support monster, right? So he's closer to Ganymede in utility. He's got 55% resistance leader skill, which is good for either arena defense or for RTA. And then we have this third skill, Discernment passive, decreases the chance of the allies being granted with weakening effects by 20%. Plus his leader skill makes it really hard for your team to take debuffs, right? And then weakens, where are we? Increases the duration of the weakening effects that the allies... What? Okay. Increase the duration of the weakening effects that the okay, so it's not even... They didn't finish writing the sentence. That's why I'm confused. I'm like, wait a second. I'm sorry. Excluding those are under inability effects. Grant on the enemies by 1. Okay, what the hell does that even mean? That doesn't even make any sense. Here's what it means. You do defense breaks, slows, etc., etc. to your enemies, and they last, instead of Galleon doing a 2-turn defense break, it's now a 3-turn defense break. Instead of Chandra, which everyone clearly uses Chandra, instead of him doing a 2-turn slow, he does now a 3-turn slow. So it's nice in that way. As far as how bombs work, I have not personally used him with bombs. From what I am told, he will reduce the bombs to a 1-turn detonation instead of 2. Like, you use him with a bomber, the bombs will, instead of going off in 2 turns, which they can be cleansed, they will be a 1-turn bomb, and they cannot be cleansed. As soon as they blow up, they blow up. Which is nice. So nice with a bomb team. What else? I think he's got potential. Hear me out. I think he's got potential with another dark monster. And some debuffs. Not you. Not you. No, one that people can actually maybe sometimes get. Dark Brownie Magician. Yes, I do have him. I didn't 6-star him, but I do have him. He's got this will build critical leader skill. Doesn't matter. Inflicts damage proportion to your max HP on all enemies and removes the harmful effect on the enemies. Each enemy is put to sleep for the number of turns equal to the number of effects removed. So, for example, it's kind of a combo though. You have to get the combo off. If you do, and he could be, I mean, he could be really crazy for, now I'm just talking about Corona. But, I don't want to talk too much about Corona. I want to talk about Nyx and Corona together. Let's say you bring Nyx in, you have Corona 2, and then you have multiple debuffs on the enemies. Let's say you have with Nyx, now you have an AoE 3-turn slow. You use Corona, Corona moves next, kindness gone wrong, removes the slow, the 3-turn slow on everyone, puts them to sleep for 3 turns. So now you have an AoE 3-turn sleep with that combo. So that nullifies, let's say you're facing 4 monsters, that nullifies 3 turns for each of the 4 monsters. So 12 turns being nullified by that. That's pretty, that's like, if that happens, you're like, crap. What can happen in 12 turns in Summoner's War? Literally anything. You lose the 12 turns, you lost the game there, right? If your whole team is put to sleep, if you faced Hathor, that's a little bit stronger than Hathor, because Hathor's got 8 turns. She's got 2 turns sleep for against 4, but she also has the attack gauge reduction, so it's kind of on par. It's basically on par. It's like a ghetto Hathor, right? You do have to get the combo, but you can even do more. So it's got combo potential over there. Unfortunately, it doesn't do. It says excluding those that are under inability effect, so it doesn't. You can't like freeze and then do that. And it's not, I know some people might be like, oh, but it says inability effect, sleep is inability effect. But what you're doing is it's increasing the turns for like the slow, and then you have those turns for, that's the slow that his passive is working on, and then you put them to sleep. With that, it's not increasing the sleep time, it's increasing the slow time, and then you put them to sleep. So it's just an interesting combination that I was thinking of when I was thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna do this video today, and I'm like, okay, well, let me try to think about like what could be a fun thing with Nyx. So I think that could be an interesting thing with Nyx, an interesting little combo. Because I know some people are talking about him, some people are playing with him. There's some other Nyx videos out there, but I don't know. They might already have a video with that combination, probably. I don't even know. But it was just something I was thinking of not too long ago, today, when I was thinking about making the video. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did get lucky enough to summon Fairy King, I still feel like Daphnis is eventually going to get buffed. Oh, these are the runes on my... kind of the runes on my Daphnis, but I'm really not using them for anything. I don't remember what I was even using him for with these runes. I think I put these on him for Rune Removal Day, and I really didn't do much else with them. But this is too low speed. He needs more speed than that. He needs much more speed than that. Even for Dragon's Beat, for anything, he needs more speed than that. Right? So, way too low. He doesn't need like 200 speed, but I would go like at least 150 for like... He kind of does need some speed though. Even for Dragon's Beat, he still needs some speed. But I haven't made mine amazing yet. I've used them in TOA, but that's about it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, I thought it said live for a second. I was like, I'm streaming this? What? No. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you as always in the next one, and good luck. I mean, if you got lucky to pull a Fairy King, they're all amazing except for Daphnis. Screw you, Daphnis. You'll get a buff one day. Kantos will decide you need a buff one day, and you will be amazing. Don't feed your Daphnis. They always buff things. Everything has been buffed. Either buffed or debuffed or changed in some way. Almost every 4-star and 5-star has been buffed or debuffed in some way. So... it will be your turn one day, Daphnis. Just be excited. Don't be sad that you got a Daphnis. Be excited that he's gonna be OP one day. I have faith that he will be OP one day. OP. Don't you feed him. Why would you feed him Nat 5 anyway? It's so dumb. Alright guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you as always in your basement. I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm probably eating a cheeseburger. Probably.